There was a man named Samuel who lived a very quiet life. He was not someone who spoke much. He did not share his problems with others. He worked as a night security guard in a small building. Every night, while the city slept, Samuel walked slowly from gate to gate, watching lights, listening to silence, and thinking about life. Samuel had faced many losses. He lost his parents at a young age. Later, he lost a job he loved. Some relationships faded with time. Because of all this, he often felt empty inside. He believed in God, but he did not know how to pray with big words. He did not know how to explain his pain. Many nights, he just stood quietly and looked at the sky. In today's society, people talk a lot. They post their feelings online. They argue about beliefs. They explain God with words and rules. Samuel felt different. He did not have answers. He did not have long prayers. He only had silence. Sometimes this made him feel weak. He wondered if God could hear someone who had nothing to say. One night, while walking his usual path, Samuel noticed a small bird lying on the ground near the gate. It looked injured and scared. The area was cold and dark. Samuel stopped. He bent down and gently picked up the bird. He did not know what to do, but he did not want to leave it alone. He took the bird to a small corner near his room, placed it in a box, and covered it to keep it warm. He gave it some water and stayed nearby. He did not say anything. He did not pray aloud. He just sat there, watching the bird breathe slowly. As he sat in the silence, Samuel felt something strange. A calm feeling entered his chest. His breathing became slower. His mind felt clear. He did not hear a voice. He did not see a sign. But he felt comfort, like someone was sitting beside him, sharing the quiet moment. That night, Samuel realized something important. God does not always come through words. Sometimes God comes through peace, through care, through simple moments of connection. In helping that small bird, Samuel felt seen, even without saying a single prayer. The next morning, the bird flew away. Samuel smiled softly and returned to his work. Life did not change suddenly. His problems were still there. His job was still tiring. His past was still painful. But something inside him had shifted. He felt less alone. In today's world, many people believe that if God is present, there must be signs, miracles, or loud answers. But many times, God's presence is quiet. It is felt in patience, in strength during hard days, in the courage to keep going, even when nothing makes sense. Samuel started noticing these quiet moments more often. He felt calm when watching the sunrise after a long night shift. He felt steady while walking alone under the stars. He felt gentle strength when helping someone without being asked. These moments had no words, but they were full of meaning. One evening, a young man came to the building looking lost and worried. He had an argument at home and did not know where to go. Samuel listened quietly. He did not give advice. He did not judge. He just listened. The young man later said, "I don't know why, but I feel better just sitting here." Samuel smiled. He understood that feeling. In society today, people often think faith is about speaking the right words or proving something to others. But faith can also be silent. It can live in actions, patience, and quiet trust. Samuel never explained God to anyone. He simply lived with kindness and calm. As time passed, Samuel learned to stop forcing answers. He stopped asking why everything happened the way it did. He learned to rest in the moment. He learned that God's presence is not always something you hear. Sometimes it is something you feel deep inside, without words. This story is not just about Samuel. It is about many people who feel deeply but speak little. People who believe quietly. People who sit with pain instead of shouting it out. If you are one of them, know this. Silence does not mean absence. If you have ever sat quietly and felt peace without knowing why, that may be God's presence. If you have ever helped someone and felt calm afterward, that may be God's presence. If you have ever survived a hard day without giving up, that may be God's presence. You do not need perfect words. You do not need long prayers. You do not need to explain your faith to anyone. God understands your silence. God understands your heart. Sometimes the strongest faith is not spoken. It is felt. And in those quiet moments, without words, you are never alone.